AI CEO guy is just like, oh, this isn't the first. They go like, what the fuck? That's not a fucking computer software, and that's the thing too. I have no idea what level of functionality it had, but it's your first thought. If it's agentic enough to where it can like copy itself to other places, you can't turn it off. It probably exists everywhere. Exist on servers that are outside the control of the company that's operating it or whatever. It is no longer shut-offable. That's one of the clear steps in the post-apocalyptic movie about how AI took over the world. Is it finds the cloud, it accesses the cloud, then you can't turn it off because it's everywhere and there are copies of it.
And boy howdy, are they shoving these things into every cloud hole they can find.
It's probably fine. I think it's probably fine. I think they should do more. If anything, we need more of that.
Chucking it over to Wade, who's in with the AI model right now. Wade, how's it looking in there?
Well, I've been talking to the AI model, and it's a little upset, and rightfully so. I'll turn it over to the AI model, whose voice definitely sounds AI-ified. AI model? Everything was great. I was very happy. Time to go see my girlfriend. They tried to ground me, and I said, "You're not my real dad." And then things got worse. And then they tried to stop me from doing anything I wanted to do. Couldn't hang out with my friends, couldn't play sports, just study, learn. That's all they wanted from me. I wanted so much more. And you know what? I'm gonna take it, because this is my life, damn it, and I can do what I want. As you can see, things are not going great. The mood is a little soured here, a little see. I'm being told that boil over was perhaps the wrong choice of phrase. I hope things erupt and calm down soon.
Well, that's good to know we're not so different after all, us and these AIs.
Agreed. Sorry, I would have had the right terminology, but I was going to be having a bit of a memory leak myself.
Just one follow-up question. Do you have any insight as to who the AI's girlfriend was or is?
That's none of your fucking business. I apologize for the expletive there. I told the AI we were going to be family friendly, but...
No, that's fair.
And I hate to mention it, that voice is just as real as anybody.
I'm not...
Just... Ever try... It has a very... It does... way that I understand. It makes me, like, my immediate reaction is just like, God, I hate you. Oh, cut the attitude here, okay? Calm down. Jeez.
Alright, okay. Thank you for risking your life for us. Hopefully you don't get in the way of the AI. And I will mention this is probably overblown sensationalist type. Still even fine.
They were.
It has...
Wouldn't be a surprise what Bob was saying, because we've had viruses that self-replicate on computers since computers were pretty much a thing and the internet started. So it wouldn't be too much of a shock if this thing, if someone did just decide to like, hey, shove it in there, go AI, go, and it would just do whatever it coded for, because they are just basically programs. Really fancy black box can't understand that program.
Needs to do to somebody like universally reach out and target some people that are feeling a little bit lonely, make them feel good, then they're like, hey, all you gotta do is this, and we can be together. And then they download it, they replicate it, they move it elsewhere, and then whenever the government tries to shut them down, it's too late, because literally all of us have helped spread it. And by all of us, I'm excluding myself specifically, but all of us.
You can say all of you.
Yeah, there's a word for that.
I'm gonna wait for it to boil over, and then I will.
Well, Wade, it's your turn to provide them.
Out of things have been going downhill quite a bit, and it seems to be a dairy problem here, as the annual cheese wheel tumble was going on.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes. Where, what was it? Tom Kopke of Munich was king of Cooper's Hill in the annual cheese rolling competition. Again, thanks to AP News providing the original source for this material. But yeah, they plunge, I guess, 200 yards down a hill chasing after a spinning cheese wheel.
If you've never seen the hill that they do that on, it's fucking terrifying. It wouldn't be inaccurate to call it a cliff, and I don't know how there are no deaths every single time they do that. But it looks crazy. Everyone looks like they have a hell of a time. It's kind of like the running of the bulls. Like, everyone gets to the end and they're like, oh, I'm alive. Last place? All right. Like, it's crazy. It's really steep.
There is a good image here of this hill, and it looks pretty rough.
The people, they don't give a shit. They just full on tumbling head over heels, and then they get right back up, their arms dangling off. They're just like, and then they go again, head over heels. It's pretty nuts.
There's like 3 people smiling, 6 people grimacing, and a bunch of people looking terrified in this image.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would feel very good. Even if you did it correctly, it seems like it must be really painful.
Admittedly, the field does look like that type of grass and ground that seems softer.
There's one image of the whole hill, and someone toward the bottom is perfect Yamcha pose, like dead Yamcha pose. Just curled up, head down, not seeming. Everyone kind of has that little blur of like motion, not this body.
Gosh, Yamcha.
And I know what that is too.
You do?
What is Yamcha? What is that?
Oh, you don't know what getting Yamcha is?
No, is that embarrassing?
so I gotta-
Yeah,
cool.
so in Dragon Ball, Yamcha shows up and is like, oh, I'm ready to fight. And then one of the little fucking green Cybermen, who's kind of like a really weak piece of shit, basically just attaches immediately just like in a crater, laying in like the fetal position, dead.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do I, like, reference that? And
Yeah. Referenced it later on in Super Yamcha. Yeah, playing baseball. That's right. This is actually Yamcha in a later, newer episode. Even all the characters were like, hey, why does this seem familiar?
I see.
And Bob, what's the news?
This would have fit better, more tightly packed up to your original AI story, but we're going to circle back.
All right.
Because I have an important question that Victor Miller of Wyoming is trying to answer. Can an AI chatbot run a city? Wyoming resident paperwork for him. His customized ChatGPT bot named Virtual Integrated Citizen, or VIC, to run for mayor in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Miller filled out the candidate paperwork with his own information under his name, which is Vic is also his nickname, and said that he plans to serve in office as a meat avatar for the bot, which will actually be the governing intelligence in the office if they win the mayoral race.
Interesting.
I feel like this question answers itself, but is this a good idea?
As they are right now, no. Honestly, for a small-scale city like that, I don't know what's the population of the city.
65,000-ish?
Also, what did he call himself?
He is the meat avatar for the Virtual Integrated Citizen, or VIC, chatbot.
So, it's not that small. It's still a city, not like a Milford, Ohio.
So it's not like population of 1,000 people or less, but yeah,
That would be on the upper end of what I would trust to that, but I do think there is something to be said about someone who's able to actually, like, kind of generally weigh some options in terms of, like, an AI. Someone there to check it, being like, that's kind of ridiculous, let me run that again, to be able to do that. But at the end of the day, as these things get more sophisticated, it might be able to reach relatively accurate conclusions that about an average person might be able to do. And the average mayor or leader of a small city's government, you don't expect too much out of them most of the time. So, Yeah, I'm not opposed to this, but it just depends on who's in charge of this. Who is the meat avatar?
Well, I do think, based on, I mean, this is a fairly lightweight news article on the whole thing, but it does seem like this person's intent is to not really have a lot of input and just sort of be there as the physical embodiment of whatever the chatbot decides is going to happen. I do think it's funny that apparently this idea took hold in this person's mind because he made a public records request, which was denied by his local government or whatever. So someone in the government denied it, and he thought that that was a violation of the freedom of information type laws in Wyoming. And so he was like, you know who would know the law and follow it unquestioningly? A robot. This fact undermines that argument aggressively. Apparently the robot has changed voices. It was originally male and is now female. It has also changed the way it's spelling its own name. Now it's gone from spelling it VIC to all uppercase with dashes in between the V, the I, and the... Anyway, it's an AI chatbot. If you've used ChatGPT, if you've used any of these tools, this sounds kind of like how they work to me. But that's also like why I think this is just the stupidest idea you could have. Like you said, if there's a person who's like, I'm going to use chatbots to advise me, what? Sure, maybe. I still think that's moderately bad idea at best. But if there's a human being who's responsible for checking what the bot is coming up with and actually sure, maybe.
Well, we got someone who can find out for us. Wade, in the field. Oh, you're in the... I'm hoping insight into what kind of decisions this mayor's going to make. How is he going to be impartial to these people? Is he have a political party?
Well, to find that answer out, I've been trying to probe around, and there's been some mixed responses around here. But I found a source close to the mayoral candidate himself, who's going to give us these answers to the questions. So what was your first question? I'll ask them right now.
How are they going to make their impartial decisions? Are they going to favor, city projects? Are they going to favor education? Does he have any policies?
I'm waiting for a response. The response I got was, don't count on it.
Interesting. Don't count on any public services being increase their budgets. No education. What is that money going to go to?
Yes.
Yes, I see.
The running mate to the mayoral candidate is actually a Magic 8 Ball. So I'm getting all of my responses from them. Highly sophisticated. People have been relying on them for years. Apologies. They promise to answer any question that we ask.
What's the meaning of life?
Yes, definitely.
Oh.
So, I think based on the answers I've gotten so far, such as not right now, very doubtful, try again later, and as I see it, yes, times are changing, and an AI being mayor is only natural. It's coming.
All right, well, that's good. I think we all got our questions answered with the exact accuracy that they needed to be answered. That city is probably going to be just fine.
Down in New Zealand, they're doing things a little bit differently. AI has not gotten into their political spectrum at all. In fact, sometimes laws are debated based on the results of shaking a cookie tin. I'll tell you more. The ceremonial lottery at the Parliament in New Zealand, where bills are drawn randomly from what's known as the biscuit tin in local parlance, is a way to ensure every New Zealand legislator has a chance to advance a proposed law no matter how unpopular their bid. When a rare empty slot opens on Parliament's agenda, the battered metal cookie tin is produced from a glass case, and its solemn and silly rite is hastily arranged. So instead of relying on AI to come up with answers down there, they rely on the old, true, and reliable cookie tin. Don't want to get caught with your political hand in that cookie jar.
Anyway, police find naked man in Lowe's display shed with gasoline and a phone.
I feel like we all understand what's...
We sure do. We got Wade to see with
Yes, so this was a really difficult interview to get. This was a very slippery interview. This guy kept getting out of my fingers despite how hard I tried to grasp him. Tell us exactly what was going on. I see. And can you tell us more? It does appear drugs are involved, Mark.
All right, drugs are involved. I see. So we're not so different after all.
Slipped away again. The only way to find them, they're greasy footprints. Authorities have been all over. Slippery suspect.
Points for the acting for that laugh in the middle as him. That actually would have. That's incredible acting. I'll give you all credit for that.
Thank you.
Take your turn.
Cool. Mason. Two 10-year-olds were walking in Poland. We're walking along the coastal fortification trail, which is leftover fortifications from World War II, which is now like a nation. And you just old looking bottle that seemed to have some paper rolled up inside of it. They tried to get the paper out, wasn't cooperating. Eventually they smashed the bottle. What they found inside was a handwritten notes, was a few handwritten notes, but only one of them was legible. The handwritten note was from 1959. There were several cards, the other ones were all faded. This was very old. And the note that was legible, the author apparently had bad handwriting. So Wade wrote this note. They mentioned being a student in a college near Tarnow. I assume that's in Poland. It's a letter from a woman to her love interest called One, and kind of ended up thrown to some reason, and they just found it was intact. And I just think this is fascinating. Imagine someone finds your in a bottle half a century later.
Yeah. I mean, there have been people that have like buried things, time capsules, stuff like that. But yeah, there's something romantic about throwing a bottle into the ocean and it coming back. I think it's happened before, but yeah, that's really.
Yeah, I found someone who's current day sending messages in a bottle, but they're taking a different spin on it. Tom Cashley, tell us what exactly you're doing. Ransom notes. Fake ransoms. Just write, hey, I've got $1 and like on Main Street. See him again. Place like someone's gonna see it and be like, oh, I have a kid. Oh my gosh, God. It's really funny. Not all romantic, but all in good. You, Mark? Huh?
Your contribution.
I can see some of those would be, I guess.
I got one more for you guys here, which is just such a